All right, thanks for tuning in. We are now back and joined by Don Cortez. He is with First Impressions Print and Marketing. Welcome, Don.
Thank you, Janelle. Thanks for having us.
Absolutely. So we're excited to have you here today to learn a little bit more about yourself and First Impressions Print and Marketing. I know that we've been talking to a lot of businesses and discussing how they've kind of evolved over the years and even presently, because we know that things are continuing to evolve rapidly and more so now than ever. So, but before we get started, we always got to start at the beginning, right? So if you could just start a little bit at the beginning and tell us a little bit about how you got into this business.
Sure. Well, I got into it back in high school, actually, and through Career Tech, and was the lead printer at the high school for many years, and ended up getting into the industry when I was 15. So I'd ride my bike back and forth to work, but
I love it.
And from there, worked at a franchise and stayed there for 10, 12 years, and became district manager through those 12 years, and then ended up buying First Impression when we were like 30, so 28. So
wow.
Yeah.
So you must have kind of always obviously had some sort of passion for this industry. Could you talk a little bit just about that? What is it that really has drawn you in to keep you there?
Sure. We talk about that a lot at our office, actually, and one of the things that really drives anybody in a creative industry is the fact that you're creating something for somebody else, and then you're able to see the results of that. So it could be, a lot of different creative people do things like that, but to ours as a product, it could be a marketing piece, it could be a brochure, banner, any of that stuff for businesses. But we get to see the results of our work through more business for our clients. So that's really the kind of the main component of it. And then the other thing is helping people. Our philosophy is that we love being able to help people, and this is really it's a people business. There's no question about it. So
absolutely. Well, I love hearing that, and it is I can see now why you would be have that passion and that desire to help. So why did you purchase First Impressions Print and Marketing, and how did it happen?
Well, it happened through a vendor of ours come to me, and we were just talking one day, and I was telling him that I, at the ripe age and knowledgeable age of 28, wanted
You knew everything,
yeah,
right?
I knew everything. Wanted to buy the business that I was running at that point. So I went to the owners and asked if they were ready to retire. They were in their 40s, so that kind of tells you they weren't. And they didn't want to lose us, but we ended up hearing about this business out in Howell. So we were in Farmington at the time, and so we drove out to Howell, looked at it. The next day we talked to the owner, put an offer in. The day after that he accepted it. So in a week's time we were pretty much in the driver's seat.
Wow, that's quick.
Yeah.
Were you expecting something to happen that
Not
quickly?
that fast.
Yeah.
So in 90 days we ended up, I gave my notice, and in 90 days we were business owners.
So what happened from there? So what was the First Impression print and marketing journey for you?
The big thing was when we first started, gloss paper wasn't known out here. And they did a lot of black and white print, and everything was done with printing presses at that point. So when we first started, we had one employee and 2 printing presses, and ended up replacing all of the equipment over the next 5 years, and ended up expanding employees up to 8 at that time. So it was a journey. We both looked at each other and thought, what are we doing? But it all worked out.
So you've had multiple locations then too throughout your growth. Can you talk a little bit about where you've been geographically? Sure. In Livingston County?
Yeah. First we started out on Lucy Road in the Howell Promenade. That was when we bought it. So we renovated that building at that time when we purchased it. And then we were there for 12, 15 years probably. And then the old Howell tire building, which is on Grand River by the viaduct there. We went to purchase that. Somebody else purchased it. So I contacted him and said, okay, well, I'd like to rent it from you or lease it from you. And then we did the build out with him, the guy that owns it. So we built it out the way we wanted it. And at that time we had, I think there's 6 photocopiers in our lobby, which today, we don't have any in our lobby anymore. But so times change. But we ended up there, and then 5 years ago we purchased a building back on Fowler Street in Howell, more toward downtown. Renovated that, and that's where we're currently at. So.
Yeah, it's an awesome building that you guys have there. Beautiful. And nice location, really central to Howell and the businesses in the area. So I know that we talked a little bit about technology and the differences that, from when you first started, but how do advances in technology directly affect first impressions?
Well, I spoke on the copiers a little bit earlier. That was really the first push on our industry that really made us start looking at, like, what are we doing, and should we just continue on with this, the photocopy side of it. So we ended up pulling our copiers out, and because that really is a home, you can do that at home now very easily. And even then, you could do it very easily then. So then we ended up going into more electronic printing presses. So we bought a Heidelberg printing press, which is from Germany, that does 4-color process. So we can actually print all 4 colors in one pass through the machine. So we took operational time from an hour and a half of setup time down to about 8 minutes with that. So from a technology standpoint, that's when, and that was about 15 years ago we did that. And that's when it really started to, if you did not change with technology, you were gonna get exited out of the industry pretty quick. So one of the things that we do quite a bit is we keep up with that technology. And the people that haven't are, they're no longer in the industry. So there is a real cleansing of our industry about 8 years ago that, 8 to 5 years ago that really changed the landscape for printers. So we actually were able to get more business based on people going out of our industry, which is unfortunate, but for some. But on the other side, we were able to take hold of that and run. So
absolutely. So would you say, in your opinion, I'm just curious, are you still seeing technology change at the same pace, and how, if not, how are you keeping up with that? Because what I'm seeing in a lot of industry, just in our day-to-day, is that the expectation is now.
That is very true. And we used to run runs of 20, 30,000 of something, and you'd store it on your shelf and use it. Now we run 500, 200, 1,000 pieces of something. So it's used at right now and then just replenished. So obviously we had to gear toward being able to have equipment that does that kind of on the fly. So now we have equipment that takes all of the 4-color process along with any automation that we want, addressing, barcoding, sorting, numbering. All of that stuff is done in one pass on electronic printers now.
That's amazing. The technology just continues to amaze. So you have a lot of different services, and it sounds like you've added a lot of services to meet customer demands. Can you talk a little bit about those?
Sure. So back in 2008, we looked at really looking at our company and seeing what we could do in order to maybe take on another service. So one of those services was wearables, so embroidery, silk screen. And when we took that on, we really didn't know that, it was in 2007 actually, we really didn't know we were going to go through a recession at that point. And luckily, we were able to take that business on, and it actually carried us through that recession time with a new product to our customers. So over the years, we've added that, add specialty products such as hats and pins and
10 by 10
cups.
pens.
Yeah,
Those are nice.
Yeah.
A little plug for those. Those are really nice.
But we're able to add that and be able to capture people's brand and then carry it through whatever they're doing.
Okay.
And that's one of the things that we really pride ourselves on is being able to control somebody's brand. So, and by that we mean you don't have different colors, it's all the same consistency. If there's a logo that's needed for a publication, we supply it to the person that needs it. So there's a very consistent look to the person's brand at that point. So.
Absolutely. Well, that's really exciting stuff, and I love that you offer such a wide range of products and services to meet the customer where they are, so that way they can really have the full experience. And as you said, it goes back to branding and being identifiable through all of those different pieces and those different elements. So what are you doing today and moving forward?
Well, today we're expanding our sales team, and we added another person to our sales team, so our outbound sales, because we're starting to see now that we're on the other side of this pandemic, people are really wanting to re-engage, which has been great for us. So we've added another person there, and then we got some surprises coming at the end of the year that we'll be marketing through, so we're pretty excited about that. But for the most part, we'll be adding people as business increases. So we've been blessed with a lot of great customers, that's for sure.
Absolutely. Now, are you hiring? Well, you said so you have an open position, right?
We currently have an open position, correct?
Okay, so if somebody's interested in applying for that position, how would they go about doing that?
They would contact Sandy
Okay.
at our office and certainly give us a call or stop in. They can reach us at 517-546-9798, or you can email Sandy at fiprint.com. And we'll have a couple positions open over the next couple months. So.
Okay, that's good to know. Now, why would you encourage somebody to join the First Impressions print marketing team?
Well, we have a lot of fun. We're a family-owned business, but we're a real business at the same time. So there's a lot of opportunity for somebody that wants to enter into the print industry. There's a big thing that said print is going to die, and I'm here to tell you it's not dying.
No.
So we're here to stay. So it gives a lot of opportunity to somebody that wants to maybe get into a new career or a new, somebody out of high school that, has an eye on the print industry. We'd love to talk to them.
Awesome. Well done. Thank you for sharing so much valuable information with us today. I love hearing the historical perspective on where you came from, where you've been, and where you're going. So thank you so much. It sounds like there's some really exciting things to come. We can't wait to hear more about it. So we'll have to have you back soon. Real quick, if somebody wanted to contact you to learn more about your services, how would they do that?
They can contact us via phone at 517-546-9798, or they can go to our website at fiprint.com.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Don.
Thank you.